Chosen ones, an emergency update has arrived, and the shift has already begun in silence. God is whispering to your soul right now, urging you to prepare quickly for what's unfolding. This isn't a distant promise or a far-off prophecy. It's happening now, in the quiet corners of your life, where divine forces are aligning to transform everything you thought you knew. Your path is being rewritten, and the Creator himself is guiding your steps toward a destiny so powerful it will shake the foundations of your reality. Stay with me, because this message is for you, the one chosen to rise in this sacred moment. The heavens are stirring, and God's voice is clear. The time to act is now. You've felt it, haven't you? That subtle shift, that quiet pull in your spirit, like the world is holding its breath, waiting for you to step forward. This isn't about loud miracles or dramatic signs. It's about the silent transformation already taking root within you. God has placed a spark in your soul, a divine energy that's growing stronger every day. It's the kind of power that doesn't shout but moves mountains in stillness. You're not just another soul wandering through life. You're a chosen vessel, handpicked for a purpose that's bigger than you can imagine. Right now, I need you to pause and show the universe you're ready. Leave a comment with the number 777 below. It's a signal to the heavens that you're awake, that you're prepared for what's coming. And if this message is resonating in your heart, hit that like button and subscribe to join thousands of chosen ones standing together in this divine moment. Your action aligns your spirit with God's plan, amplifying the energy of this sacred shift. This shift isn't something you can see with your eyes yet, but you can feel it in your bones. It's the moment when everything you've endured, every trial, every tear, every sleepless night starts to make sense. God has been preparing you in silence, refining you through challenges, shaping you into someone who can carry His light into the world. The struggles you faced weren't random. They were the forge where your strength was crafted. Like a diamond formed under pressure, you've been molded into something unbreakable, something radiant. Now, the silence is breaking, and God is calling you to step into the fullness of your purpose. You might wonder why this feels so urgent, why God is pressing you to prepare now. It's because the gates of opportunity are swinging open, and they won't stay that way forever. The Creator is aligning people, places, and moments to bring you into a season of abundance. But you must be ready to walk through those doors. Preparation isn't about striving or chasing. It's about trusting. It's about listening to that quiet voice inside you, the one that says, "You were made for this." God isn't asking you to figure it all out. He's asking you to trust Him and move when He calls. The world around you might not see it yet. People may look at you and see the same person they've always known, but you know the truth. Something is shifting inside you, something holy and unstoppable. Your spirit is waking up to a new reality, one where lack, fear, and doubt no longer hold you back. God is rewriting your story, and every chapter is leading you toward a life of purpose and prosperity. The shift has already started, and it's happening in the quiet moments when you feel His presence most strongly, when you're praying, when you're dreaming, when you're trusting Him despite the odds. Let's make this moment count. If you haven't already, type 777 inches the comments to declare that you're ready for God's plan. This simple act sends a message to the universe that you're aligned with His divine timing. The number 777 carries the energy of spiritual awakening, a reminder that you're not alone in this journey. Thousands of chosen ones are standing with you, feeling the same shift, preparing for the same divine moment. You're part of a sacred community, bound by faith and purpose. This shift isn't just about you, it's about the ripple effect your life will create. When God moves in your life, it doesn't stop with you. Your transformation will touch your family, your community, the world around you. Think of a single stone dropped into a still lake. The ripples spread far beyond the point of impact. That's what your purpose is like. God has chosen you to be a light, a catalyst, a force for change in a world that desperately needs hope. Your preparation now isn't just for your own breakthrough. It's for the countless lives you'll inspire when you step into your calling. The urgency of this moment comes from the stakes at play. The enemy doesn't want you to see this shift. Darkness thrives on distraction, planting seeds of doubt to keep you from preparing. But God's voice is louder, His plan is stronger, and His love for you is unshakable. When the enemy whispers that you're not enough, that you're too late, that you've missed your chance, stand firm and declare, I am chosen, and God's timing is perfect. Your faith is your shield, and your trust in Him is your sword. No force in heaven or earth can stop what God has started in you. Right now, the heavens are watching. Type 777 inches. The comments, one more time, to seal your commitment to this divine shift. Let the universe know you're not backing down, that you're ready to walk in the purpose God has set before you. And if this message is stirring your soul, hit that like button and subscribe to join a movement of chosen ones who are stepping into their divine destiny together. Your actions are more than clicks, they're declarations of faith, signals to the Creator that you're ready to move. God's plan for you isn't vague or uncertain, it's specific, tailored to the unique gifts He's placed within you. You're not a mistake, not a coincidence. Every detail of your life, every strength, every scar, has been woven into a divine tapestry that's now being revealed. The shift happening in silence is God pulling back the curtain, showing you who you were always meant to be. You're not just surviving, you're stepping into a life where you thrive, where your purpose shines, where your existence changes the world. This moment feels urgent because it is. God is moving quickly, aligning circumstances in ways you can't yet see. The job you've been praying for, the relationship you've been waiting for, the peace you've been seeking, it's all being orchestrated in the silence. But preparation means more than waiting. It means acting in faith. It means praying with boldness, giving with generosity, and walking with confidence, knowing that God's promises are true. You don't need to see the whole path to take the next step. Just trust that He's guiding you. The shift is subtle but undeniable. Maybe it's a new clarity in your thoughts, a sudden courage to pursue a dream, or a peace that settles over you despite the chaos of the world. These are signs that God is working, that the silent transformation is taking hold. You're not the same person you were a year ago, a month ago, even a day ago. God is renewing you, reshaping you, preparing you for a season of overflow that will leave others in awe. The world will see His glory reflected in your life, and they'll know it was Him all along. This is your final call to declare your readiness. Type 777 inches. The comments to affirm that you're stepping into this divine shift with faith and courage. The number 777 is a sacred reminder that God's plan is perfect, that His timing is now, and that you're chosen for this moment. Don't let this message pass you by. Let it sink into your spirit. Let it ignite your purpose. Let it remind you that you're not alone. God is with you, and the shift has already begun. The enemy will try to distract you, to pull you back into old patterns of fear or doubt. But you're stronger than that. You've been through too much, overcome too much, to let anything hold you back now. God has been training you for this moment, equipping you with resilience, wisdom, and faith that can't be shaken. When the storms come, you'll stand firm. When the doubts creep in, you'll speak truth. When the world tries to dim your light, you'll shine even brighter, because you're chosen and God's hand is on you. This shift isn't just about what you'll gain, it's about who you'll become. God isn't just opening doors, He's transforming you into someone who can walk through them with confidence. You're not just receiving blessings, you're becoming a blessing. Your life will be a testament to His power, a living proof that He keeps His promises. People will look at you and see something different, something divine. They'll wonder what changed, and you'll know it was God, working in silence, preparing you for this moment. The urgency of this message is a call to action. God is saying, get ready now. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. Prayer is your foundation. Talk to Him daily, seek His guidance, and listen for His voice. Generosity is your strength. Give freely, whether it's your time, your love, or your resources. Because what you sow, you'll reap in abundance. Faith is your compass. Trust Him, even when the path isn't clear. These aren't just steps. They're the keys to unlocking the divine shift that's already underway. You might feel like you're not ready, like you need more time or more answers. But God doesn't wait for you to feel ready. He equips you as you go. Think of Moses standing before the Red Sea, unsure but obedient. He didn't have all the answers, but he had God's promise, and that was enough. You have that same promise today. The shift is happening, the seas are parting, and God is calling you to walk forward in faith. Trust Him, because He's never failed you, and He won't start now. This silent shift is rewriting your future. The dreams you thought were impossible are closer than you think. The breakthroughs you've been praying for are already in motion. God is aligning every detail, from the people you'll meet to the opportunities you'll seize. You don't need to force it or fight for it. Your job is to prepare, to trust, and to move when He says move. The Creator of the universe has your name written on His heart, and He's guiding you toward a destiny that will leave the world in awe. The world might not understand what's happening in you yet. They might see the same face, the same life, but you know the truth. Something sacred is stirring. God is breathing new life into your spirit, awakening gifts you didn't even know you had. You're not just surviving anymore, you're stepping into a season of thriving. The shift is subtle, but it's real. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you pray, the way you trust. It's in the quiet confidence that God is moving, even when no one else can see it. This emergency update is a wake-up call. The shift has started, and God is urging you to prepare quickly. Don't let this moment slip away. Stay focused, stay faithful, and stay ready. The Creator is opening doors no one can shut, and He's calling you to walk through them with boldness. You're not just a bystander in this divine shift. You're the one God has chosen to carry His light, to live His purpose, to change the world. The silence is breaking, and your time is now. Every trial you've faced has been preparation for this moment. The nights you cried, the moments you felt alone, the times you wondered if God was listening. Those were the seasons He was building your strength. Like a seed buried in the dark, you were never forgotten. You were being nurtured for a breakthrough. Now, the soil is stirring, and you're about to break through into the light. God has been working in silence, and the harvest He's prepared for you is beyond what you can imagine. This shift isn't about loud announcements or visible signs. It's about the quiet work God is doing in your heart. It's the peace that settles over you when you pray. It's the courage that rises when you face fear. It's the clarity that comes when you trust Him. These are the signs of the shift, the evidence that God is moving. You don't need a billboard to know He's working. You feel it in your spirit. in the way your perspective is changing, in the way hope is rising. The urgency of this moment is a call to align with God's timing. The world moves fast, but God's timing is perfect. He's not asking you to rush or panic. He's asking you to prepare with intention. Prayer aligns your heart with His. Generosity opens your hands to receive. Faith anchors you in His promises. These are the tools of preparation, the keys to stepping into the abundance God has planned. You're not just waiting for a miracle, you're living in the middle of one. You might look at your life and think, I'm not there yet. But God sees you differently. He sees the chosen one, the one He's been shaping for greatness. The shift has already started, and it's happening in the quiet moments when you choose faith over fear, trust over doubt, hope over despair. Every small act of obedience is a step toward the destiny He's prepared. You're not just moving toward a breakthrough, you're becoming the breakthrough. The enemy wants you to miss this moment. Darkness thrives on distraction, whispering lies to keep you from seeing the shift. But you're stronger than that. You've been chosen for a reason, equipped for a purpose, and anointed for this time. When doubt creeps in, speak God's truth. When fear rises, stand in His strength. When the world tries to pull you back, remember who you are, a chosen one, called by God, destined for greatness. This silent shift is the foundation of something extraordinary. God is building something in you that the world can't ignore. Your life is becoming a testament to His power, a living proof that He keeps His promises. People will look at you and see something different, not because of what you do, but because of who you are in Him. Your presence will carry His light, your actions will reflect His love, and your life will inspire others to seek Him. The urgency of this message is a reminder that God's timing is now. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. The shift has already begun, and God is calling you to step into it with faith. Pray boldly, give generously, trust completely. These are the steps of preparation, the keys to unlocking the doors He's opening. You're not just a bystander, you're a participant in a divine moment that will change everything. This shift is rewriting your story in ways you can't yet see. The dreams you've held in your heart, the prayers you've whispered in secret, God has heard them all. He's been working in silence, aligning every detail to bring you into a season of overflow. The job, the relationship, the peace you've been seeking, they're not just possibilities, they're promises. God is moving, and He's moving quickly. Your job is to prepare, to trust, and to walk forward in faith. You're not alone in this shift. Thousands of chosen ones are feeling it too, sensing the same urgency, preparing for the same divine moment. You're part of a sacred movement, a community of souls called to shine in a world that needs light. When you pray, you're not praying alone. When you trust, you're not trusting alone. When you step forward, you're stepping with a multitude of others who are answering the same call. Together, you're unstoppable. The silence of this shift is deceptive. It's not empty. It's full of God's power. It's the calm before the breakthrough, the quiet before the miracle. You've been in this silence before, haven't you? Those moments when you felt God was distant, when you wondered if He was listening, but He was there, working, shaping, preparing. Now, that silence is breaking, and the fullness of His plan is coming into view. You're about to see what He's been doing all along. This emergency update is your call to action. God is saying, prepare quickly, because the shift is here. Don't let doubt hold you back. Don't let fear keep you still. You've been chosen for this moment, equipped for this purpose, and anointed for this time. The gates of heaven are opening, and your name is written on them. Step forward in faith, trust his timing, and watch as the silent shift becomes a loud testimony of his power in your life. Every challenge you've faced has been a stepping stone to this moment. The pain, the setbacks, the moments of doubt, they weren't meant to break you. They were meant to build you. God has been sculpting you in silence, carving away what doesn't belong, revealing the masterpiece he always saw in you. Now, the world is about to see it too. Your life is becoming a canvas of his glory, a story of his faithfulness, a testament to his love. The shift is happening in the quiet moments when you choose to trust him. It's in the prayers you pray when no one's watching, the steps you take when no one's cheering, the faith you hold when no one understands. These are the moments that define you, the moments that prepare you for the abundance God is bringing. You're not just waiting for a miracle, you're living in one, and it's unfolding with every breath you take. This is why God's call is urgent. The shift is now, and you're at the center of it. The Creator of the universe has chosen you, not by accident, but by design. Your life is a divine appointment, a sacred moment where heaven and earth align. Prepare quickly, because the doors are opening, the blessings are flowing, and the purpose you were born for is coming into view. You're not just a chosen one, you're a living miracle, and the world is about to see it. The silence of this shift is where God does his deepest work. It's where he speaks to your heart, where he plants dreams, where he builds your faith. You've felt it, haven't you? That quiet assurance that something bigger is coming, that your life is about to change. That's God, working in the unseen, aligning every detail for your good. Trust him in the silence, because it's in the silence that he prepares you for the spotlight. You might feel ordinary, but God sees you as extraordinary. You might feel small, but he's called you to something massive. The shift has started, and it's rewriting your story in ways that will leave others in awe. The job you thought was out of reach, the peace you thought was impossible, the life you thought was a dream, they're all within your grasp. God is moving, and he's moving now. Your job is to prepare, to trust, and to step into the destiny he's prepared for you. This moment is sacred. It's not just another day, another message, another prayer. It's a divine turning point, a moment when heaven itself is leaning in to see what you'll do. Will you trust him? Will you prepare? Will you step forward in faith? The shift has already begun, and God is calling you to rise. You're not just a chosen one, you're a force, a light, a vessel of his glory. The world is waiting to see what he does through you. The urgency of this message is a reminder that God's timing is perfect, but it's also fleeting. The doors he's opening won't stay open forever. The opportunities he's aligning won't wait for you to feel ready. Now is the time to pray, to give, to trust. Now is the time to step into the shift that's already started. God is moving, and he's moving quickly. Don't miss this moment. It's yours, and it's divine. Every step you take in faith is a step toward the life God has promised. The shift is silent, but its impact will be loud. The world will see his glory in you, not because of what you do, but because of who you are in him. You're not just surviving, you're thriving, shining, becoming. The Creator has called you by name, and he's guiding you into a season of abundance that will change everything. Prepare quickly, because the shift is here, and it's happening now. The shift is unfolding in ways you might not yet see, but it's real, and it's powerful. God is moving behind the scenes, orchestrating moments that will align your life with his divine purpose. Think of the stars in the night sky, silent, steady, but burning with a fire that lights up the darkness. That's you right now, chosen one. You're a beacon, glowing with a radiance that's drawing heaven's attention. God is placing opportunities in your path, not by chance, but by design. And He's calling you to prepare with a heart full of faith. This moment is about clarity. You've spent so long searching for answers, wondering why certain doors stayed closed, or why certain dreams felt out of reach. But God has been working in the silence, clearing the path, removing obstacles, and preparing you for what's next. The shift isn't just about what's coming, it's about who you're becoming. You're stepping into a version of yourself that's bolder, wiser, more aligned with the Creator's plan. Every prayer you've whispered, every moment of trust, has been building this new you. The world might try to pull you back, to keep you in the box it's always known you in. But God's plan is bigger than the world's expectations. You're not meant to fit in, you're meant to stand out. The shift happening now is breaking the chains of limitation, shattering the ceilings others have placed over you. You're not bound by their doubts or their small visions. God is lifting you into a space where His promises reign, where your purpose shines, where your life becomes a testimony of His power. Preparation isn't about perfection, it's about surrender. God isn't asking you to have it all figured out. He's asking you to let go of control and trust His process. Think of Noah, building the ark while the world laughed. He didn't have all the answers, but he had faith, and that was enough. You're in that same place now, chosen one. God is giving you instructions, piece by piece, and your job is to follow, to build, to trust. The shift is happening, and every act of obedience is a step toward your divine destiny. The silence of this shift is where faith grows strongest. It's easy to trust when the miracles are loud, when the signs are clear. But God is teaching you to trust in the quiet, to believe in the unseen, to walk in faith when the path isn't fully lit. This is where your strength is forged. The world might see silence as absence, but you know its presence, God's presence, working, shaping, preparing. Every moment you choose faith over fear, you're aligning with His plan, stepping closer to the breakthrough He's promised. You're not alone in this journey. The shift is stirring in the hearts of countless chosen ones, all feeling the same divine pull, all preparing for the same sacred moment. You're part of a holy movement, a collective of souls called to rise, to shine, to change the world. When you pray, you're joining a chorus of voices lifting up to heaven. When you trust, you're standing shoulder to shoulder with others who believe. This isn't just your moment, it's a global awakening, and you're at the heart of it. The enemy will try to disrupt this shift, whispering lies to make you question God's timing. But you've faced those lies before, and you've overcome them. You know the voice of truth, the voice that says, "You are mine, and I am with you." That's God, speaking directly to your soul, reminding you that no force can stop His plan. When doubt creeps in, speak His promises. When fear rises, stand in His strength. You're not just surviving the enemy's attacks, you're thriving through them, because God's power in you is unstoppable. This shift is about more than personal gain. It's about eternal impact. God isn't just blessing you for your sake. He's blessing you to be a blessing. Your life is becoming a vessel for His love, a channel for His grace, a light for those lost in darkness. The shift happening now is preparing you to touch lives, to heal hearts, to inspire hope. You're not just receiving abundance, you're becoming a source of it. A living example of what happens when God moves in someone's life. The urgency of this moment is a call to focus. The world is loud, full of distractions pulling you in every direction. But God is calling you to tune out the noise and listen to His voice. Prayer is your anchor, keeping you grounded in His truth. Generosity is your offering, opening your hands to receive more. Faith is your guide, leading you through the unseen. These aren't just actions, they're the foundation of the life God is building for you, a life where His glory shines through every step you take. You might feel the weight of this moment, the pressure of preparing for something so big. But that weight isn't a burden, it's a privilege. God has chosen you to carry His light, to live His purpose, to show the world what's possible when you trust Him. You're not just a participant in this shift, you're a pioneer, blazing a trail for others to follow. Your courage, your faith, your obedience, they're lighting the way for those who come after you. The shift is silent, but its power is undeniable. It's in the moments when you feel a sudden peace, a clarity that cuts through the chaos. It's in the dreams that feel too big to be yours alone, the ideas that spark in your mind, the opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere. These are God's fingerprints, evidence that He's moving, that the shift is real. You don't need to see the whole picture to know it's coming together. Just trust that He's painting a masterpiece with your life. This moment is about stepping into your authority. God has given you a voice, a purpose, a calling that's uniquely yours. You're not meant to shrink back or play small. You're meant to rise, to speak, to act with the confidence of someone who knows they're chosen. The shift is awakening that authority in you, reminding you that you're not just a bystander, you're a co-creator with God, shaping a future that reflects His glory. The world might not understand the fire burning in you. They might see your faith as foolish, your trust as naive, but you know the truth. God is moving, and He's moving through you. The shift is rewriting your story, turning your pain into purpose, your struggles into strength. Every step you take in faith is a declaration that you believe Him, that you trust Him, that you're ready for the life He's prepared. The world will see it soon enough, and they'll stand in awe of what He's done. This shift is personal, but it's also universal. It's happening in you, but it's also happening through you, touching lives you may never meet, changing futures you may never see. God is using you to spark a movement, to ignite a revival, to bring light to places long held by darkness. Your preparation now isn't just for your own breakthrough, it's for the breakthrough of nations, of generations, of souls searching for hope. You're not just a chosen one, you're a catalyst for change. The silence of this shift is where God's power is most evident. It's not in the noise of the world or the chaos of circumstances. It's in the quiet moments when you hear His voice, when you feel His presence, when you know He's near. That's where the shift takes root, where your faith grows, where your purpose becomes clear. Trust the silence, because it's in the silence that God is preparing you for the greatest moments of your life. You've been through the fire, chosen one, but you weren't burned. You've walked through the valley, but you weren't lost. Every trial has been a testimony in the making, a story of God's faithfulness that you'll carry into this new season. The shift is here, and it's transforming you into someone who doesn't just survive, but thrives. Someone who doesn't just dream, but builds. Someone who doesn't just hope, but lives in the fullness of God's promises. The urgency of this moment is a reminder that God's plan is unfolding now. You don't need to wait for a sign, you're living in it. The shift is in the prayers you pray, the steps you take, the faith you hold. It's in the way you love, the way you give, the way you trust. God is moving, and He's moving quickly. Prepare your heart, align your spirit, and step into the destiny He's calling you to. The shift has started, and it's only the beginning. This shift is carving a new path through your life. Chosen one, one that only God could design. It's like a river cutting through stone, silent, steady, but unstoppable. You're not just walking a road, you're forging a legacy, one step at a time, guided by the Creator's hand. The urgency you feel is his call to recognize the moment, to see the divine currents moving beneath the surface of your everyday life. Something sacred is happening, and you're at the center of it. Your heart knows this truth, even if your mind is still catching up. You've sensed the change, haven't you? The way certain doors are starting to open, the way conversations shift, the way opportunities seem to find you. These aren't accidents, they're divine appointments. God is aligning people and moments to propel you into the next chapter of your purpose. Your job isn't to force these doors open, it's to walk through them with faith, knowing He's already prepared the way. The world might try to drown out this shift with noise bills, deadlines, doubts, but God's voice cuts through it all, clear and unshakable. He's telling you to focus, to stay grounded, to keep your eyes on Him. The shift isn't about escaping life's challenges, it's about transcending them. You're not running from the storm, you're learning to dance in it, because God has given you the strength to rise above. Every obstacle is a chance to show the world who you are in Him. Preparation means staying open to His guidance. It's not about having all the answers or seeing the whole plan. Think of Abraham, called to leave everything familiar for a land he didn't know. He didn't have a map, but he had a promise, and that was enough. You're in that same place now, chosen one. God is calling you to trust Him, to move when He says move, to follow even when the destination isn't clear. The shift is happening, and your obedience is the key to unlocking its power. This moment is about awakening. God is stirring something deep within you, a fire that's been smoldering, ready to blaze. You're not just waking up to new possibilities, you're waking up to who you've always been, the chosen one, the one He called by name, the one He's been shaping for this exact time. The shift is peeling back the layers of doubt, fear, and hesitation, revealing the truth of your identity in Him. You're not ordinary, you're divine, and the world is about to see it. The silence of this shift is where miracles are born. It's not in the loud moments of triumph, but in the quiet acts of faith, when you pray through uncertainty, when you give without expecting return, when you trust despite the unknown. These are the seeds of your breakthrough, planted in silence, growing into a harvest that will overflow. God is working in those unseen moments, weaving a story of victory that will leave others in awe of His power in you. You're part of something bigger, chosen one. This shift isn't just personal, it's cosmic. God is moving in you, but He's also moving through you, touching lives, shifting destinies, sparking hope. Your faith is a beacon, lighting the way for others who are searching for their own path. When you stand firm, you give others permission to rise. When you trust, you show the world what's possible. Your life is becoming a testament to His glory, a living proof of His promises. The enemy wants to keep you distracted, tangled in worries or doubts, but you're not falling for it. You've faced too much, overcome too much, to let anything pull you back now. God has armed you with wisdom, strengthened you with faith, and surrounded you with His love. When darkness tries to creep in, you shine brighter. When lies try to take root, you stand in truth. You're not just surviving, you're thriving, because God's shift is unstoppable. This moment is about claiming your inheritance. God has promised you abundance, not because you've earned it, but because you're His. The shift is bringing you into a season where lack is replaced with overflow, where fear is replaced with peace, where dreams become reality. You're not chasing these blessings, they're chasing you, because God has declared them yours. Your job is to prepare, to believe, to walk in the confidence of someone who knows they're chosen. The shift is subtle, like the first rays of dawn breaking through the night. You might not see the full light yet, but you feel its warmth. That's God, moving in your life, bringing clarity where there was confusion, strength where there was weakness, hope where there was despair. Every step you take in faith is a step into that light, a step toward the life He's promised. The world will see it soon, but you feel it now, and that's enough to keep you moving. This urgency is a call to action, but it's not about striving, it's about aligning. Prayer aligns your heart with His will. Generosity aligns your hands with His abundance. Faith aligns your steps with His path. These aren't tasks to check off, they're the rhythm of a life lived in sync with God's plan. You're not just preparing for a moment, you're preparing for a movement, a divine shift that will echo through your life and beyond. You might feel the weight of this calling, the responsibility of being chosen, but that weight is a reminder of your purpose. God didn't choose you because you're perfect. He chose you because you're His. Your flaws, your scars, your struggles, they're all part of the story He's writing. The shift is turning those scars into stars, those struggles into strength, those flaws into a testimony of His grace. You're not just a chosen one, you're a masterpiece in the making. The silence of this shift is where God speaks loudest. It's in the quiet moments of prayer, the still hours of reflection, the unseen acts of faith. That's where He meets you, where He strengthens you, where He reminds you who you are. You're not alone in the silence. God is there, working, guiding, preparing. Trust Him in those moments, because they're the foundation of the breakthroughs to come. The world might not see it yet, but you know, the shift is real, and it's changing everything. This moment is about stepping into your power, not the world's power, built on control or status, but God's power, built on faith and love. You're not meant to shrink back or hide your light. You're meant to shine, to stand tall, to walk with the confidence of someone who knows the Creator is with them. The shift is awakening that power in you, reminding you that you're not just called, you're equipped, anointed, and ready. The world might try to define you by your past, your mistakes, your limits, but God sees you differently. He sees the chosen one, the one He's been preparing for this moment. The shift is rewriting your identity, replacing the world's labels with His truth. You're not broken, you're whole. You're not weak, you're strong. You're not ordinary, you're extraordinary. The shift is making that truth undeniable, not just to you, but to everyone who sees you. This urgency is a reminder that God's plan is moving fast. The shift isn't waiting for you to feel ready, it's happening now. The dreams you've held, the prayers you've prayed, the hopes you've carried, they're all coming into alignment. God is opening doors, clearing paths, and calling you to walk through with faith. You don't need to see the whole journey, just take the next step and trust that He's guiding you to a future that will take your breath away. The shift is silent, but its impact will be loud. The world will see God's hand in your life, not because you shout it, but because you live it. Your faith, your courage, your trust, they're a testimony that speaks louder than words. People will look at you and see something different, something divine. They'll wonder what changed, and you'll know it was God, working in silence, preparing you for a life that reflects His glory. This shift is rewriting the rules of your life, chosen one, turning what seemed impossible into reality. God is moving in ways that defy logic, breaking barriers you thought were unbreakable. It's like a seed splitting rock, small, silent, but powerful enough to change the landscape. You're not just living a life, you're building a legacy, one that carries the weight of divine purpose. The urgency you feel is God's call to step into this moment with boldness, to trust that He's reshaping your world for His glory. You've carried dreams that felt too big, hopes that seemed out of reach. But this shift is God's promise that nothing is too big for Him. The silent work He's doing is aligning every detail, every conversation, every opportunity, every quiet moment of faith. You're not chasing these dreams anymore. They're being drawn to you, like rivers flowing to the sea. Your job is to prepare, to stay open, to believe that what God has started, He will finish. The world might try to box you in, to tell you who you are or what you can do. But God's shift is bigger than their limits. You're not defined by their expectations or their doubts. You're defined by His truth, His calling, His love. This moment is about breaking free from those chains, stepping into the freedom of who you were created to be. The shift is giving you wings, chosen one, and God is teaching you how to fly. Preparation isn't about effort. It's about alignment. It's about tuning your heart to God's frequency, listening for His voice above the noise. Think of David, facing Goliath with nothing but a sling and a stone. He didn't need armor or armies. He needed faith, and that was enough. You're in that same place now, standing before giants, armed with the unshakable belief that God is with you. The shift is your stone, and your faith is the force that will bring down every obstacle. This moment is about discovery. God is revealing gifts within you that you didn't know you had, strength you didn't know you possessed, wisdom you didn't know you carried. The shift is like a light shining into hidden corners, showing you the treasures He's placed in your soul. You're not just surviving life's challenges. You're uncovering the divine potential that's been there all along. Every step you take in faith reveals more of who you are in Him. The silence of this shift is where transformation happens. It's not in the loud victories or the public moments. It's in the quiet choices you make when no one's watching. When you pray through doubt, when you give despite lack, when you trust despite fear, these are the moments that shape your destiny. God is working in those unseen spaces, building a foundation that can't be shaken. The world might not see it yet, but you feel it, and that's what matters. You're not walking this path alone. The shift is stirring in the hearts of thousands, a sacred movement of chosen ones rising together. Your prayers join theirs, your faith strengthens theirs, your courage inspires theirs. You're part of a divine tapestry, woven together by God's hand, each thread strengthening the whole. When you stand in faith, you're lifting up others, showing them what's possible when you trust in His plan. The enemy wants to steal this moment, to cloud your vision with distractions. But you've seen through those lies before. You know the voice of truth, the one that says, "I am with you always." That's God, speaking directly to your spirit, reminding you that His shift is stronger than any scheme. When fear whispers, you speak faith. When doubt rises, you stand firm. You're not just a target, you're a force, and no darkness can dim your light. This shift is about claiming your place. God has reserved a space for you, a role that only you can fill. You're not here by accident, you're here by appointment. The shift is aligning your life with that divine role, placing you exactly where you need to be. The job you've prayed for, the peace you've sought, the purpose you've dreamed of, they're all part of the plan God is unfolding. Your job is to prepare, to trust, to step into the space He's created for you. The silence is deceptive, it's not empty. It's alive with God's presence. It's the moment before the dawn, the pause before the breakthrough. You've felt it, haven't you? That quiet assurance that something is coming, something bigger than you can imagine. That's God, moving in the unseen, arranging every detail for your good. Trust that silence, because it's where he's doing his deepest work, preparing you for a life that will shine with his glory. This moment is about courage, not the loud, reckless kind, but the quiet, steady courage to believe in God's promises. You're not meant to shrink back or play small. You're meant to rise, to stand tall, to walk with the confidence of someone chosen by the Creator. The shift is awakening that courage in you, reminding you that you're not just called, you're equipped. Every challenge you've faced has been training for this moment, and you're ready. The world might not see the shift yet, but you feel it. It's in the way your perspective is changing, the way hope is rising, the way faith is anchoring you. God is rewriting your story, turning your pain into purpose, your struggles into strength. People will look at you and see something different, not because of what you do, but because of who you are in Him. Your life is becoming a mirror of His glory, reflecting His love to a world that needs it. This urgency is a call to stay vigilant. The shift is happening, but it requires your attention. Prayer keeps you connected to God's heart. Generosity keeps you open to His abundance. Faith keeps you grounded in His truth. These aren't just habits, they're the rhythm of a life aligned with His plan. You're not just preparing for a moment, you're preparing for a movement, a divine shift that will change the world through you. You might feel like you're not enough, like you need more time or strength, but God sees you differently. He sees the chosen one, the one He's been shaping for greatness. The shift is revealing that truth, stripping away the lies that held you back. You're not weak, you're powerful. You're not small, you're significant. The shift is making that clear, not just to you, but to everyone who crosses your path. The silence of this shift is where God's power shines brightest. It's not in the noise of the world or the chaos of circumstances. It's in the quiet moments when you hear His voice, when you pray, when you trust, when you step forward in faith. That's where the shift takes root. You're not alone in those moments. God is with you, guiding you, strengthening you. Trust the silence, because it's the cradle of your breakthrough. This moment is about stepping into your destiny. God has called you by name, chosen you for a purpose, anointed you for this time. The shift is aligning your life with that destiny, bringing every dream, every prayer, every hope into focus. You're not just moving toward a goal, you're moving toward a calling, a life that reflects His glory. The world will see it, but you feel it now, and that's what keeps you going. The shift is subtle, but its impact is massive. It's changing you from the inside out, reshaping your heart, your mind, your spirit. God is working in the details, the small decisions, the quiet prayers, the moments of trust. These are the building blocks of your new life, the foundation of the abundance He's promised. You're not just surviving, you're becoming, and the world is about to see the masterpiece He's creating in you. This shift is planting seeds of eternity in your life, chosen one, seeds that will grow into a harvest beyond your imagination. God is working in the quiet, sowing promises that will bloom in His perfect timing. It's like a garden hidden beneath the earth, unseen, but alive with potential. The urgency you feel is His call to tend to that garden, to nurture your faith, to water it with prayer, to trust that every seed He's planted will bear fruit. You've carried burdens that felt too heavy, questions that seemed unanswered. But this shift is God's assurance that nothing was wasted. Every struggle, every moment of doubt, every tear shed in secret, they've all been gathered by Him, transformed into the soil of your growth. The shift is turning those burdens into blessings, those questions into clarity, those tears into rivers of hope. You're not just moving forward, you're being lifted into a new season. The world might try to pull you into its chaos, It's endless demands and distractions, but God's shift is stronger, pulling you into His peace. You're not meant to be swept away by the currents of worry or fear. You're meant to stand firm, anchored in His truth, guided by His light. This moment is about choosing His voice over the noise, His plan over the world's confusion. The shift is your compass, pointing you toward His purpose. Preparation is about staying faithful in the small things. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic leaps. It's about the quiet choices you make every day. Think of Ruth, gleaning in the fields, faithful in her humble work. She didn't know the future, but she trusted God's leading, and He brought her to a destiny she couldn't have dreamed. You're in that same place, chosen one, faithful in the small, trusting in the unseen, preparing for the great. This moment is about awakening your vision. God is opening your eyes to see what others miss, the opportunities hidden in challenges, the blessings disguised as struggles, the divine purpose woven into every moment. The shift is sharpening your perspective, helping you see the world through His lens. You're not just seeing problems, you're seeing possibilities, pathways, promises. This new vision is your gift, and it's changing how you walk through life. The silence of this shift is where faith takes root. It's not in the loud moments of victory or the public displays of strength. It's in the quiet trust you hold when no one's watching, when you pray through uncertainty, when you give without expecting return, when you believe despite the odds. These are the moments that anchor your soul. God is building something unshakable in you, something that will stand when the storms come. You're part of a divine movement, chosen one, a wave of souls rising to answer God's call. Your faith isn't just yours, it's connected to thousands of others, each one carrying the same fire, the same purpose. When you pray, you're adding your voice to a chorus that echoes in heaven. When you trust, you're strengthening the resolve of others. This shift isn't just changing you, it's changing the world through you, one faithful heart at a time. The enemy wants to cloud your vision, to make you doubt the shift. But you've faced those shadows before, and you've walked through them. You know the voice of truth, the one that says, "You are mine, and I am working all things for your good." That's God, speaking to your spirit, reminding you that no lie can stop His plan. When darkness tries to pull you back, you step forward, shining brighter, standing stronger, because His light in you is unstoppable. This shift is about stepping into your inheritance. God has promised you a life of abundance, not because of what you've done, but because of who you are in Him. The shift is bringing you into that promise, aligning your life with His provision. You're not chasing blessings, they're flowing to you, because God has declared you worthy. Your job is to prepare, to believe, to walk in the confidence of someone who knows they're chosen. The silence is alive with God's presence. It's not empty, it's full of His power, His love, His plan. You've felt it, haven't you? That quiet nudge, that inner knowing that something is shifting. That's God, working in the unseen, arranging every detail for your good. Trust the silence, because it's where He's preparing you for the greatest moments of your life. Every prayer, every act of faith, every step of obedience is building toward a breakthrough that will take your breath away. This moment is about embracing your authority. God has given you a voice, a purpose, a calling that's yours alone. You're not meant to hide or hold back. You're meant to speak, to act, to shine with the confidence of someone chosen by the Creator. The shift is awakening that authority in you, reminding you that you're not just called, you're anointed, equipped, ready. Step into that power and watch how the world responds. The world might try to label you, to limit you, to keep you small. But God's shift is bigger than their labels. He sees you as his masterpiece, his chosen, his light. The shift is stripping away the lies, revealing the truth of who you are. You're not defined by your past or your mistakes. You're defined by his love, his purpose, his plan. The shift is making that truth undeniable, and soon the world will see it too. This urgency is a call to stay focused. The shift is happening, but it requires your heart, your attention, your faith. Prayer keeps you grounded in his truth. Generosity opens your hands to his abundance. Faith guides your steps through the unknown. These aren't just actions, they're the heartbeat of a life aligned with God's plan. You're not just preparing for a moment, you're preparing for a movement that will echo through eternity. You might feel the weight of this calling, the responsibility of being chosen, but that weight is a reminder of your purpose. God didn't choose you by mistake. He chose you because he trusts you. Your scars, your struggles, your dreams, they're all part of the story he's writing. The shift is turning those scars into stars, those struggles into strength, those dreams into reality. You're not just a chosen one, you're a vessel of his glory. The silence of this shift is where God's voice is clearest. It's in the quiet moments of prayer, the still hours of trust, the unseen acts of faith. That's where he meets you, where he strengthens you, where he reminds you who you are. You're not alone in the silence. God is there, guiding you, preparing you. Trust those moments, because they're the foundation of the life he's building, a life that will shine with his love. This moment is about stepping into your destiny. God has called you for a purpose, anointed you for a time, equipped you for a mission. The shift is aligning your life with that destiny, bringing every prayer, every hope, every step into focus. You're not just moving toward a goal, you're moving toward a calling, a life that reflects his power. The world will see it, but you feel it now, and that's what keeps you moving forward. This shift is igniting a fire in your spirit, chosen one, a flame that burns with divine purpose. God is breathing life into your deepest desires, turning whispers of hope into a roaring blaze of destiny. It's like a spark catching dry wood, quiet at first, but unstoppable once it takes hold. The urgency you feel is his call to fan that flame, to nurture it with faith, to let it guide you into the life he's prepared for you. You've walked through seasons of waiting, moments when it felt like nothing was happening. But this shift is proof that God was never idle. Every silent prayer, every quiet act of trust, every step taken in faith, they were building something eternal. The shift is unveiling that work, showing you that every moment of patience was a step toward a promise. You're not just emerging from the wait, you're stepping into the harvest. The world might try to dim your light, to pull you back into its shadows. But God's shift is stronger, lifting you above the darkness, placing you where your light can shine. You're not meant to blend in or shrink back, you're meant to stand out, to be a beacon of his truth. This moment is about embracing that role, about letting your life reflect his glory in a way that no one can ignore. Preparation is about staying rooted in his presence. It's not about striving or proving yourself. It's about resting in his promises. Think of Esther, stepping into the king's court, not knowing the outcome but trusting God's plan. She didn't force her way. She walked in faith, and God moved mountains through her. You're in that same place now, chosen one, called to step forward, to trust, to let his power work through you. This moment is about rediscovery. God is peeling back the layers of who you thought you were, revealing the truth of who he created you to be. The shift is like a mirror, showing you a reflection of strength, purpose, and divine calling. You're not just finding your place, you're reclaiming it, stepping into the identity he's been crafting in you all along. Every step you take in faith makes that reflection clearer, bolder, brighter. The silence of this shift is where courage is forged. It's not in the loud victories or the public moments. It's in the quiet choices to believe when doubt is loud, to pray when answers seem far, to trust when the path is unclear. These are the moments that shape your soul, that build your strength, that prepare you for the greatness God has planned. The world might not see it, but you feel it, and that's where the shift takes root. You're part of a sacred uprising, chosen one, a movement of souls called to shine in a world that's lost its way. Your faith isn't just personal, it's powerful, rippling out to touch lives, to spark hope, to ignite change. When you pray, you're joining a symphony of voices crying out for God's kingdom. When you trust, you're strengthening the foundation of a global awakening. This shift is bigger than you, but it starts with you. The enemy wants to sow confusion, to make you question God's timing. But you've faced those tactics before, and you've overcome them. You know the voice of truth, the one that says, "I am working all things for your good." That's God, speaking to your heart, reminding you that His shift is unstoppable. When lies try to pull you back, you stand firm. When fear tries to grip you, you shine brighter. You're not just surviving, you're conquering. This shift is about stepping into your legacy. God has promised you a life of impact, not for your glory, but for His. The shift is aligning your life with that promise, placing you in moments where your faith, your actions, your love will leave a mark on eternity. You're not just living for today, you're building for tomorrow, for generations, for a world that needs His light. Your job is to prepare, to believe, to walk in the purpose He's given you. The silence is pulsing with God's power. It's not a void, it's a canvas, painted with His promises, alive with His presence. You've felt it, haven't you? That quiet certainty that something is shifting, something is coming. That's God, moving in the unseen, weaving every detail into a story of victory. Trust the silence, because it's where He's preparing you for a life that will echo His glory. This moment is about embracing your calling. God has given you a purpose, a mission, a light that's yours alone. You're not meant to hide it or hold it back. You're meant to let it shine, to let it lead, to let it change the world. The shift is awakening that calling in you, reminding you that you're not just chosen, you're anointed, ready, unstoppable. Step into that truth and watch how the world shifts around you. The world might try to define you by its standards, its limits, its doubts. But God's shift is rewriting that narrative. He sees you as His child, His warrior, His light. The shift is stripping away the world's lies, revealing the truth of who you are in Him. You're not small, you're mighty. You're not ordinary, you're divine. The shift is making that truth undeniable, and soon the world will see it too. This urgency is a call to stay present. The shift is happening now, in the prayers you pray, the steps you take, the faith you hold. Prayer keeps you anchored in His truth. Generosity keeps you open to His blessings. Faith keeps you moving toward His promises. These aren't just habits, they're the pulse of a life aligned with God's plan. You're not just preparing for a moment, you're preparing for a destiny that will change everything. You might feel the weight of this moment, the magnitude of being chosen, but that weight is a reminder of your purpose. God didn't choose you by chance. He chose you because He trusts you. Your struggles, your dreams, your faith, they're all part of the story He's writing. The shift is turning those struggles into strength, those dreams into reality, those moments of faith into a testimony of His power. You're not just a chosen one, you're a vessel of His love. The silence of this shift is where God's promises take shape. It's in the quiet moments of prayer, the still hours of trust, the unseen acts of obedience. That's where he meets you, where he guides you, where he strengthens you. You're not alone in the silence. God is there, shaping you, preparing you. Trust those moments, because they're the foundation of the life he's building, a life that will shine with his glory. This moment is about stepping into your power, not the world's power, built on control or fame, but God's power, built on faith and truth. You're not meant to shrink back or play small. You're meant to rise, to stand tall, to walk with the confidence of someone chosen by the Creator. The shift is awakening that power in you, reminding you that you're not just called, you're equipped, anointed, ready to change the world. This shift is awakening a new rhythm in your life. Chosen one, a divine cadence that pulses with God's purpose. It's like the heartbeat of creation, steady and strong, guiding you toward a destiny you were born to fulfill. The urgency you feel is his call to move in step with that rhythm, to align your actions with his timing, to trust that every beat is leading you closer to his plan. You're not just walking a path, you're dancing with the Creator. You've carried questions, doubts, moments when you wondered if your efforts mattered. But this shift is God's answer, showing you that every step was seen, every prayer was heard. The silent work he's doing is weaving those moments into a tapestry of victory. You're not just overcoming challenges, you're building a story that will inspire others, a testimony that will shine with his glory. The shift is turning your questions into certainty, your doubts into faith. The world might try to pull you off beat, to drown you in its chaos or distract you with its demands. But God's shift is stronger, keeping you grounded in his peace. You're not meant to stumble through life's noise. You're meant to rise above it, moving with grace and purpose. This moment is about finding your rhythm, about letting his voice guide your steps, about trusting that his timing is perfect even when the world feels unsteady. Preparation is about staying attuned to his presence. It's not about forcing your way or chasing outcomes. It's about listening for his guidance. Think of Daniel, standing in the lion's den, not fighting but trusting. He didn't need to roar louder than the lions. He needed faith, and God shut their mouths. You're in that same place now. Chosen one, called to stand firm, to trust deeply, to let his power work through you. The shift is your shield, and your faith is your strength. This moment is about reclaiming your voice. God is stirring something bold within you, a courage to speak, to act, to live out his truth. The shift is like a song rising in your soul, one that's meant to be sung, not silenced. You're not just finding your place, you're claiming it, letting your life proclaim his goodness. Every word you speak in faith, every action you take in trust, is a note in the melody of your divine purpose. The silence of this shift is where transformation takes flight. It's not in the loud moments of triumph or the visible victories. It's in the quiet choices to believe when doubt is heavy, to pray when answers seem distant, to trust when the way is unclear. These are the moments that lift you higher, that shape your wings, that prepare you to soar. God is working in those unseen spaces, crafting a future that will leave the world in awe. You're part of a divine symphony. Chosen one, a chorus of souls called to sing his praises. Your faith isn't just yours, it's joined with thousands of others, each voice adding to the harmony of God's plan. When you pray, you're blending your voice with theirs. When you trust, you're strengthening the song. This shift isn't just changing you, it's changing the world. One note, one heart, one life at a time. The enemy wants to silence your song, to drown it in fear or doubt. But you've heard those lies before, and you've risen above them. You know the voice of truth, the one that says, I am with you, and my plans for you are good. That's God, speaking to your spirit, reminding you that no darkness can mute his light in you. When fear tries to quiet you, you sing louder. When doubt tries to stop you, you dance on. You're not just surviving, you're shining. This shift is about stepping into your authority. God has given you a place, a purpose, a voice that's meant to echo through eternity. You're not meant to whisper or hide, you're meant to proclaim, to stand, to lead with the confidence of someone chosen by the Creator. The shift is awakening that authority in you, reminding you that you're not just called, you're anointed, equipped, unstoppable. Let your voice rise and watch how the world listens. The silence is alive with God's promises. It's not a void, it's a sanctuary, filled with His presence, His power, His love. You've felt it, haven't you? That quiet assurance that something is moving, something is changing. That's God, working in the unseen, aligning every detail for your good. Trust the silence, because it's where He's preparing you for a life that will reflect His glory, a life that will change everything. This moment is about embracing your mission. God has called you to be a light, not just for yourself, but for others. The shift is aligning your life with that mission, placing you in moments where your faith, your love, your courage will make a difference. You're not just living for today, you're living for eternity, for the lives you'll touch, the hearts you'll heal, the hope you'll spark. Your job is to prepare, to trust, to shine. The world might try to define you by its rules, its limits, its expectations, but God's shift is rewriting that story. He sees you as His child, His warrior, His masterpiece. The shift is stripping away the world's lies, revealing the truth of who you are in Him. You're not small, you're mighty. You're not ordinary, you're divine. The shift is making that truth undeniable, and soon the world will see it too. This urgency is a call to stay awake. The shift is happening, but it requires your focus, your faith, your heart. Prayer keeps you connected to His truth. Generosity keeps you open to His blessings. Faith keeps you moving toward His promises. These aren't just steps, they're the rhythm of a life aligned with God's plan. You're not just preparing for a moment. You're preparing for a movement that will echo through the ages. You might feel the weight of this calling, the responsibility of carrying His light, but that weight is a reminder of your purpose. God didn't choose you by accident, He chose you because He trusts you. Your struggles, your dreams, your faith, they're all part of the story He's writing. The shift is turning those struggles into strength, those dreams into reality, those moments of faith into a legacy of His love. The silence of this shift is where God's power shines brightest. It's in the quiet moments of prayer, the still hours of trust, the unseen acts of obedience. That's where He meets you, where He guides you, where He strengthens you. You're not alone in the silence. God is there, shaping you, preparing you. Trust those moments, because they're the foundation of the life He's building, a life that will radiate His glory. This moment is about stepping into your destiny. God has called you for a purpose, anointed you for a time, equipped you for a mission. The shift is aligning your life with that destiny, bringing every prayer, every hope, every step into focus. You're not just moving toward a goal, you're moving toward a calling, a life that reflects His power. The world will see it, but you feel it now, and that's what keeps you moving forward. This shift is forging a new strength in you, chosen one, a resilience that stands firm against any storm. God is building you like a fortress, unyielding and secure, crafted to withstand the chaos of the world. It's like an oak tree, rooted deep, unmoved by the fiercest winds. The urgency you feel is his call to anchor yourself in his truth, to stand tall in his promises, to trust that this strength is yours to claim. You've walked through moments of weakness, times when you felt the weight of life pressing down. But this shift is God's reminder that those moments were not your end, they were your beginning. Every trial has been a hammer strike, shaping you into someone unbreakable. The shift is turning your vulnerabilities into power, your setbacks into stepping stones, your pain into a foundation for His glory. You're not just surviving, you're rising. The world might try to shake you, to test your resolve with its doubts and distractions, but God's shift is your shield, protecting you from the noise, grounding you in His peace. You're not meant to waver or crumble. You're meant to stand unshaken with a heart full of faith. This moment is about claiming that strength, about letting His power flow through you, about showing the world what it means to be chosen. Preparation is about building on His foundation. It's not about striving for perfection or proving your worth. It's about resting in His strength. Think of Nehemiah, rebuilding Jerusalem's walls despite opposition. He didn't rely on his own power. He leaned on God's, and the walls rose. You're in that same place now, chosen one, called to build, to trust, to let His strength carry you. The shift is your blueprint, and your faith is the mortar. This moment is about awakening your spirit. God is breathing life into the deepest parts of you, stirring a fire that can't be quenched. The shift is like a sunrise, gradual but unstoppable, illuminating the truth of who you are. You're not just finding your purpose, you're living it, letting it burn bright in every choice, every prayer, every step. This awakening is your gift, and it's changing how you see the world. The silence of this shift is where faith becomes unshakable. It's not in the loud moments of victory or the visible signs. It's in the quiet trust you hold when the path is unclear. When you pray through doubt, when you give despite fear, when you believe despite silence, these are the moments that solidify your strength. God is working in those unseen places, building a fortress in your soul that nothing can tear down. You're part of a divine uprising, chosen one, a movement of souls called to stand in His light. Your faith isn't just yours, it's woven into a tapestry of thousands, each one strengthening the other. When you pray, you're lifting up a collective cry to heaven. When you trust, you're fortifying the resolve of others. This shift isn't just changing you, it's sparking a revival, a wave of hope that will touch the world. The enemy wants to weaken your foundation, to plant cracks of doubt or fear. But you've faced those attacks before, and you've stood firm. You know the voice of truth, the one that says, "I am your strength and your shield." That's God, speaking to your heart, reminding you that no force can break what He's building. When lies try to shake you, you stand taller. When fear tries to grip you, you shine brighter. You're not just enduring, you're prevailing. This shift is about claiming your place in His story. God has written a chapter for you, a role that only you can play. The shift is aligning your life with that role, placing you in moments where your faith, your strength, your love will shine. You're not just living for yourself, you're living for His kingdom, for the lives you'll touch, the hearts you'll heal. Your job is to prepare, to trust, to step into the story He's writing. The silence is alive with His power. It's not empty, it's a sanctuary, filled with His presence, His promises, His love. You've felt it, haven't you? That quiet certainty that something is moving, something is building. That's God, working in the unseen, crafting every detail for your good. Trust the silence, because it's where He's preparing you for a life that will echo His glory. a life that will stand as a testament to his faithfulness. This moment is about embracing your courage. God has given you a spirit of boldness, a heart that doesn't shrink back. You're not meant to hide or hesitate. You're meant to rise, to act, to lead with the confidence of someone chosen by the Creator. The shift is awakening that courage in you, reminding you that you're not just called, you're anointed, equipped, ready to face any challenge. The world might try to box you in, to limit you with its doubts or fears. But God's shift is breaking those boxes, setting you free to be who He created. He sees you as His warrior, His light, His masterpiece. The shift is stripping away the world's constraints, revealing the truth of your identity. In Him, you're not small, you're mighty. You're not ordinary, you're divine. The shift is making that truth undeniable, and the world will see it soon. This urgency is a call to stay vigilant. The shift is happening, but it demands your focus, your faith, your heart. Prayer keeps you rooted in His truth. Generosity keeps you open to His blessings. Faith keeps you moving toward His promises. These aren't just actions, they're the pillars of a life aligned with His plan. You're not just preparing for a moment, you're preparing for a legacy that will shine through eternity. You might feel the weight of this mission, the responsibility of carrying His light, but that weight is a reminder of your purpose. God didn't choose you by chance. He chose you because He trusts you. Your struggles, your dreams, your faith, they're all part of the fortress He's building. The shift is turning those struggles into strength, those dreams into reality, those moments of faith into a legacy of His love. The silence of this shift is where His promises take root. It's in the quiet moments of prayer, the still hours of trust, the unseen acts of obedience. That's where He meets you, where He guides you, where He builds you. You're not alone in the silence. God is there, shaping you, strengthening you. Trust those moments, because they're the foundation of the life He's crafting, a life that will radiate His glory. This moment is about stepping into your destiny. God has called you for a purpose, anointed you for a time, equipped you for a mission. The shift is aligning your life with that destiny, bringing every prayer, every hope, every step into focus. You're not just moving toward a goal, you're moving toward a calling, a life that reflects His power. The world will see it, but you feel it now, and that's what keeps you moving forward.